Good morning, everyone. Myself, Sana Sahil, Associate Professor from the Department of Pharmacy, Sri Satya Sai University of Technology and Medical Sciences, Sihor. Today, we will discuss about one of the most important topic of pharmaceutical jurisprudence, which is Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and Rules 1945. These are the contents that are history and objectives, definition, administration of the Act and rules, schedule to the Act and rules, recent Amendment Act 2008, and list of forms. History. British misrule, who is providing poor healthcare system to Indian citizens. Observations made by Drugs Inquiry Committee and Indian Medical Association. Reports produced in Indian Medical Gazette during 1920 to 1930. In 1940, Drug and Cosmetic Acts came, and in 1945, their rules are come under this act, which are extended to the whole of India. The basic objective of this rule is to regulate the import, manufacture, distribution, and sale of drugs and cosmetics through licensing. The second one is manufacture, distribution, and sale of drugs and cosmetics by qualified persons only. To prevent substandard in drugs, to regulate the manufacture and sale of Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drugs, to establish Drugs Technical Advisory Board (DTAB) and Drugs Consultative Committees for allopathic and allied drugs and cosmetics. So, in short, we can say that the basic objectives of the drug and cosmetics are to regulate the import, manufacture, distribution, and sales of drugs and cosmetics by qualified persons only, to prevent the substandardization of drugs, and also to regulate the manufacture and sale of Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drugs. And one of the most important is the establishment of the Drug Technical Advisory Board and Drug Consultative Committees for allopathic and allied drugs and cosmetics. Now we will discuss about the drugs. What are drugs? All the medicines for internal or external use of human beings or animals, and all substances intended to be used or for in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of any disease or disorder in human beings or animals, including preparations applied on human body for the purpose of repelling insects like mosquitoes. So, in short, we can say that the drugs can be defined as those medicines which can be taken internally or externally by any human being or animals, which are used for the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, or prevention of the disease or disorder. What are cosmetics? Cosmetics are simply defined as any article which is intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or introduced into or otherwise applied to the human body to promote attractiveness are known as cosmetics. Misbranded drugs. Those drugs which are damaged or simply not labeled in the prescribed manner are defined as misbranded drugs. Adulterated drugs. The adulterated drugs can be defined as those which consist in whole or in part of any filthy, putrid or decomposed substances that has been prepared, packed or stored under unsanitary conditions, and they are sometimes poisonous or deleterious, which may considered as injurious to health. The next one is spurious drugs, which are those imported under a name which belongs to another drug. Manufacture. In relation to any drug or cosmetic, it includes any process or part of process for making, altering, ornamenting, finishing, breaking up, or otherwise treating or adopting any drug or cosmetic with a view to its sale or distribution, but does not include the compounding or dispensing of any drug. This means it includes the process of making, altering, ornamenting, but not included the compounding or dispensing, which is the most important criteria for any drug. Patent or proprietary medicines. The patent or proprietary medicines can be defined as those drugs which is a remedy or prescription presented in a form ready for taking as internally or externally in human beings or animals, which is not included in the edition of the Indian Pharmacopoeia. Administration of the Act and rules. The first one is advisory, which includes DTAB and DCC. Second one is analytical, which includes CDL, drug control laboratories in state and government analyst. The third one is executives, licensing authorities, controlling authorities, and drug inspector comes under the executives. DTAB. The ex officio members of DTAB are Director General of Health Services, who is Chairman, Drug Controller of India, Director of the Central Drugs Laboratory, Kolkata, Director of the Central Research Institute, Kasauli, Director of the Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Izatanagar, President of Medical Council of India, President of the Pharmacy Council of India, Director of Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. The nominated are those two persons by the central government, one person by the central government from the pharmaceutical industry, and the two persons holding the appointment of government analyst under this act. Elected member, one person to be elected by the executive committee of the PCI, one person to be elected by the executive committee of the MCI, one pharmacologist to be elected by the governing body of the Indian Council of Medical Research, one person to be elected by the Central Council of the Indian Medical Association, and the one person to be elected by the Council of Indian Pharmaceutical Association. The basic functions are to advise the central government and the state governments on technical matters and also to carry out the other functions assigned to it by this Act. Drugs Consultative Committee. It is an advisory committee constituted by the central government, and it includes two representatives of the central government and one representative of each state government. Functions: to advise the central government, the state government, and the Drugs Technical Advisory Board on any other matter tending to secure uniformity throughout India in the administration of this Act. The Drugs Consultative Committee shall meet when required, has power to regulate its own procedure. Central Drug Laboratory, established in Calcutta under the control of a director appointed by the central government. Its main functions are to analyze the test of samples of drugs or cosmetics sent by the custom collectors or courts. Analytical QC of the imported samples, collection, storage, and distribution of internal standards, preparation of reference standards and their maintenance of microbial culture, any other duties entrusted by central government, acting as an appellate authority in matter of disputes. This is the form number 19C, used for the application, grant or renewal of a license to sell, stock, exhibit or offer for sale or distribute those drugs specified in Schedule X. This is Form 19A, see Rule 59.2. This form is used for grant or renewal of a restricted license to sell, stock or exhibit for sale or distribution drugs by dealers who do not engage the service of a qualified person. The most important in the Drug and Cosmetic Acts are the schedules, which are frequently asked in many exams in India and also in some competitive exams related to the pharmacy. The first one is Type A. The Type A is mainly used for application, issue or renewal. B. The B indicates the rate of fees for test or analysis by CDL or government analysis. Schedule C, list of biological and special products injectable applicable to special provisions. The C1 denotes list of biological and special products but non-parenteral applicable to special provisions. The Schedule D is the list of drugs that are exempted from provisions of import. Schedule E1 denotes the list of poisonous substances under the Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani system. Schedule F deals with the provisions applicable to blood bank. Schedule F1 denotes the special provisions which are applicable to biological and special products, for example, bacteria and viral vaccines, sera from living animals, bacterial origin diagnostic agents. Schedule F2 denotes the standard for surgical dressings. Schedule F3 denotes or shows the standards for umbilical taps. Schedule FF stands for ophthalmic products. Schedule G are the list of substances required to be used under medical supervision and labeled accordingly. Schedule H is the list of substances or prescription that should be sold by retail only on the prescription of registered medical practitioner. The Schedule J deals with the list of diseases and ailments that drug should not claim to cure. Schedule K denotes the list of drugs that are exempted from certain provisions regarding manufacture. The Schedule M deals with the requirements of manufacturing premises, GMP requirement of factory premises, plants and equipments. Schedule M1 requirement deals with requirements of factory premises for the manufacture of homeopathic medicines. And the M2 denotes the requirements of factory premises for manufacture of cosmetics. Schedule M3 denotes the requirements of factory premises for manufacture of medical devices. The Schedule N deals with the list of equipment to run a pharmacy. Schedule O is used for the standardization of disinfected fluids. Schedule U1 is mainly used for manufacturing and analytical records of cosmetics. Schedule V denotes for patent or proprietary medicines related standard. Schedule W denotes the list of those drugs marketed under generic names omitted. Schedule X enlists all the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. Schedule Y is the requirement and guideline on clinical trials for import and manufacture of new drugs. Schedule P is the life period expiry of drugs. In Schedule Q, coal tar colors which are permitted to be used in cosmetics are discussed. Schedule R denotes standards for mechanical contraceptives. Schedule R1 denotes standards for medical devices. Schedule S denotes standard for cosmetics. Schedule 2 denotes the requirements GMP of a factory premises for Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani drugs. Schedule U manufacturing and analytical records of drugs. Drugs and Cosmetic Act Amendment Act 2008 are having some salient features which are substantial enhancement in punishment, life imprisonment for offenders and maximum punishment of 7 years which may extend to life imprisonment, and provision for compensation to affected person. These are some references which are used in making of this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thanks.